Hey, Coach Kyle here, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for future content. Look back at old videos, there's a bunch of them. And if you're interested in working together as a coach-client for increased accountability, motivation, decreased injury risk, some good guidance to change up things, visit kylekranz.com, hit that contact button, and we'll chat. Today, the topic for this video is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, so like ibuprofen. And I'm looking at ScienceDaily.com. It's a really interesting, good website. It talks about the latest research. And this one is about how anti-inflammatory drugs can inhibit muscle growth. And this is something that has been on my radar for a number of years. And the idea is that cutting back inflammation can potentially hinder training adaptation. So inflammation is literally the process of your body recovering and healing. Like, that's what inflammation is. So chronic inflammation is not healthy. And that's a different story. But inflammation, like soreness in relation to like a stressful workout, a long run, like weightlifting, for example, in this study, that is not like the chronic inflammation that is troublesome for just, general daily life. But we're talking about exercise-induced inflammation. So what this study looked at is healthy 18 to 35-year-old men and women, so it's great they included both sexes. They were randomly assigned to two groups. One that took a relatively high dose of ibuprofen, so 1,200 milligrams, which is below the actual like upper suggested limit for a daily intake. I think it's 1,800. So they're not taking like one pill, but they're not at the upper suggested limit either. And the other group was not taking ibuprofen. So they did this every day for 8 weeks. And I would hate to be in the ibuprofen group because during the same period, they were doing supervised weight training. So then after the training period, the researchers measured certain variables such as muscle growth, muscle strength, and anti-inflammatory markers in the muscles. It was found that after 8 weeks, the increase in muscle volume, as measured by MR imaging, was twice as large in the low dose group as the high dose ibuprofen group. So, quote, "The results are extremely interesting since the use of anti-inflammatory drugs is so globally widespread, not least among elite athletes and recreationally active individuals," says principal investigator Tommy Lundberg, researcher at the Karolinska Institute's Department of Laboratory Medicine. So it's very interesting. So if you're chronically taking ibuprofen, you might want to consider why. Like, if you're taking it, you might want to consider some alternative, options. If you're taking it because you're feeling pain after training sessions, you might need to reevaluate those training sessions. Maybe you're just overdoing it. Maybe you need to do fatiguing, exhausting training sessions less frequently. Maybe your daily stress, your diet, your sleep needs some adjusting. So there's a lot that goes into it. But if you're habitually taking non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, if you can get away from it, it would probably be beneficial to not only your health in general, but also your athletics, if that's a goal of yours. So just some thoughts, some suggestions from me. If you have any, drop them in the comments below. Interesting topic. I think it's something worthy of discussion. And as always, you keep running and I'll keep coaching.